Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the new Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't
if you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue, and she wants to be this stylist.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo, what's going on? Let me clear my throat. What's going on, guys? Monday night, 7 o'clock. You already know. Just a Bit Outside radio show. I am your host, Kescia, and to my right, as always, the permanent fixture that he is, Mark Foster. What's going on, yo?
I need a nap.
Me too. Shit, but we about to do this shit tonight. Come on, baby. All right. Okay. So, big weekend around the town, hun. Baseball season in full effect, hun.
We got a poppin' starting on Thursday.
Yeah, yes we did. The squad was full effect out there opening day, and it was your first opening day ever or with the Baltimore Orioles?
Major League.
Major League, yeah.
Minor, AAA.
Okay.
Back in the day, yeah.
All right, so how'd you like it? You enjoy yourself?
It's a blast. I wish the Orioles would have won, but yeah, otherwise can't beat it.
Yeah, Orioles got their asses handed to them, but it was good that, I always say Baltimore is a baseball town.
Yes.
And we show up and show out on opening day, and this opening day was no different, for real. I was a little surprised kind of with the attendance, and I think we talked about that when we were sitting out there.
Did they consider to sell out? I think they said it was 44,000 paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that probably would be.
Yeah.
But there were some empty seats out there at some point.
There was, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I was talking to my pops about that, and I don't know what's up with that. For real. I wonder if fans are finally, at their tipping point with everything. You know what I mean?
Well, I think some of it too was, and you pointed out, there's like people just milling around outside.
Outside too, yeah.
Like in the bar area and all that. So it did fill in after a few innings, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, we had a good time out there. A couple beers, a little baseball. It was pretty awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah. So shout out to the Connect. I don't know which camera we at.
This one.
All right. Shout out to the Connect, baby. After the game, I got on the plane.
You were crazy.
Yeah.
Straight from the ballpark to BWI.
Straight from the ballpark to BWI. Went on out to Denver and went to opening day out Denver the very next day on Friday to watch the Rockies play the Dodgers. Man, that shit was awesome.
And it was their opening day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 opening days in 2 days.
Yeah. So, it was really nice to see opening day from the National League perspective.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I mean, we party here.
Yeah.
But in Denver, holy crap. I mean, it's...
The ballpark's named after beer, so, you got
it's
lit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, it's crazy. It was absolutely crazy out there. So, you guys, the next blog will be out soon. I'll probably say within the next 2 weeks. And, you guys be out on the lookout for it because it's going to be a lot of fun. Just as fun as the first one. And I had an amazing experience out there, man. I got to shout out my homie Daniel that I met out there, who was also a fellow podcaster.
Really?
I look forward to working with you very soon. And shout out to the crew, the Rockies crew, Rockpile. That shit was off the chain, man. Cool. Off the chain.
But your weekend didn't stop there. You kept it going in Denver.
Nope. Yep. I went to the baseball game, then I went to the basketball game. Next day, got on the plane. I got off the plane and then went straight to Shogun fights, man. It was, I am like so thin right now. I'm surprised I'm sitting up. It's
Shout
nuts.
out to Shogun and Royal Farms Arena. They changed the name again, Royal Farms Arena, for hooking us up.
Yeah. And Shogun, I mean, it's always a good time out there, man. Good fights. And this particular time, though, I got a chance to meet UFC fighter Brian Ortega.
No way.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, chopped it up with a little bit. There was a little dance competition going down. I'm about to show you the video offline, but man, it was really cool that he took the time to be out there because, right now he's a busy man.
Yeah.
On top of being the number 2 ranked UFC featherweight in the world, he's training Halle Berry right now.
No way.
Yes, in jiu-jitsu, yo.
For a role or just because?
Yes. Halle Berry is directing and starring it, and anytime an actor does this shit, I get skeptical because I'm like, oh boy. But I mean, the concept's pretty cool. I mean, she's starring in a movie that's called Bruised, and it's about a female MMA fighter. So she asked him to train her.
Damn.
Right, and I thought the selection was pretty convenient for her because he's a good-looking guy. And I was like, I don't know what's up with that.
Holly likes her.
She likes to collect them, boy. I'm telling
her younger men too.
Yeah, I should have told him, hey, you better watch out for that Halle Berry.
So Holly's playing the fighter.
Yes.
Now I love Halle Berry, but isn't her ass like 50 something now?
Yeah, but let me tell you, I follow Shorty on Instagram.
Yeah.
She is ripped.
Oh, sure.
Her back is like, it doesn't even make any sense. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, I'm very interested to see how that turns out. And it was, like I said, it was really cool to meet him. And of course, like I said, thank you to Shogun Fights for having us out there. We always have a good time, and we'll continue to promote your shit.
Absolutely.
All right, so we gotta.
Well, I kept the weekend going too.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, wait a minute, hold up. Jabbo wasn't finished.
Took my boy out to the kids' opening day for the Orioles on Sunday, finishing up that opening weekend. Unfortunately, they got swept by the Yankees, and that was a ridiculous game. They lost 15-3. Their first 2 runs were on wild pitches. Just a dude from third got to run in, and witnessed a bit of history.
Well, hold that, because we're gonna talk more about the Orioles in the next segment.
Okay.
We're gonna go through that whole series because I want to talk about Saturday night too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna hold on to that. But Mark was out there on Sunday, so we're gonna discuss the Orioles, like I said, in the next segment.
And my boy had a blast. He was on the jumping
I'm about to say yes. That is always awesome when we representing like that on the big screen.
And it was my first time sitting out there in left field.
Really?
Over the from the outfield.
Yeah.
And that was pretty awesome seats out there. Like, I don't think there's a bad seat in Camden.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's the one thing that I honestly believe that is unique to Camden Yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I will be paying attention to as I'm on my tour of all the major league ballparks. We got a hometown hero for tonight.
Unfortunately, I don't have a name, but I wanted to shout out, speaking of the Orioles, those attendants and everyone that works at the Orioles at Camden Yards. There's a young lady that I was paying attention to. She was one of the people that stands outside the tunnels.
Okay.
And my seats were right there next to the tunnel. And they have to put up with so much shit. People, just people in general. There were some Yankee fans behind us. They were vaping. And so she was like, there's no vaping, and at the seats. Yeah, and maybe they just didn't see the signs, whatever.
Bullshit.
Benefit
Nobody around you is.
I know.
Were they young?
Yeah, like late 20s, mid to late 20s. Yeah.
Okay.
She, even confronting them, she did it with a smile on her face during the. Thank God I'm a country boy. She was just like dancing and singing along with everyone. Is like, you know, that's the kind of people that you need to see in your everyday life. She knows the fans are pissed off that the Orioles are losing, and she did it with a smile and cheer. And I was just so enlightened and heartened to see that going on. I was like, you know, I need to give her a shout out. I was gonna try to take a picture with her and get her name, but someone relieved her like right before I got down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know what though? Honestly, those guys never get enough praise, and I'm telling you, it takes a special type of person to do that job.
Yeah.
You know, you know, my temper is short.
Yeah.
I can only take for so much, man, and I know they go through a whole lot, you know, throughout the course of the season.
Yeah. And I don't know if our person with the stadium authority knows anything about the attendants that are assigned, but it was the young lady between 386 and 388.
Okay.
And she knows who was there at that tunnel. You know, love to get that lady some appreciation.
Okay. All right. I'll reach out to the Connect, see what's up. That's awesome, man. That's nice for the hometown hero. I like that. So you guys, it was some basketball going down this weekend, college basketball, and man, this was some good stuff that went down yesterday.
Yeah.
And that game is Baylor Notre Dame, the NCAA Women's Championship. Man, I'm telling you, that game was awesome. All right. I mean, unless you did not hear, Baylor won that game. What was it? 81 to 80 or 82?
I think 82-81.
82-81. Okay, right. Because she needed to make both free. Okay, so yeah. So Baylor won that game, and I watched the whole game.
Did you?
Yes. You know, and it was a game, it was like, it had absolutely everything that you could ever want in like a championship game. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is a matchup. I think the last time they matched up was about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7.
Wow.
Somewhere between there, 5 or 7 years ago. And Notre Dame took the matchup, right? So, you know, this is a rematch. So you got, you know, two coaches squaring off again, you know, all the drama behind that. And, you know.
And Notre Dame's going for a repeat.
Yeah, exactly. And Baylor just started off like guns blazing. You know what I mean? Completely dominated the first 3 quarters. And now they got, you know, they had this new setup now where they got the 4 quarters now. So they they basically dominated the first 3 quarters. And with like 1 minute left in the game, one of Baylor's star players, a girl by the name of Lauren Cox, went down with about a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter, right? Right. So Notre Dame fights back. So here we are all the way at the end, you know, now where they're just going back and forth with the lead changes and whatnot. We get to the end of the game. I think it was like, I don't know, point-something seconds left in the game. No timeouts or anything. And it was 82-80. And the guard for Notre Dame, Rike Ogunbowale, okay, she gets fouled and she goes to the free throw line. All right? And she's got to make 2 to tie the game. And I'm like, okay, you know, this chick is amazing. I was actually rooting for Notre Dame because I respect this girl's game so much. I mean, she's fantastic. Ball handling skills are just like through the roof. You know what I mean? And I'm all about that. So she goes to the line and she misses the first shot. Right. I mean, she like damn near collapsed on the floor. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and you could, like, I was nowhere near that stadium or anything, but I could feel the collapse. You know what I mean? Of course, you know what she tries to do. She tries to miss the second one.
Yeah.
And you know what is so funny, like ironic and baffling to me? I would probably say, I don't have official stats on this. Don't mean, you know what I mean? This is just me throwing this shit out there. But I would say probably like 75%, it's 80% of the time, when an athlete tries to miss that second shot, the shit goes in.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? She even, you know, you can see her dribbling and, you know, standing at the line like, look, I'm going to miss this, I'm going to miss this. She throws the thing up and the ball went in and it was just like, oh, God, you know, the game is over. Game is over. But, you know, like I said, I mean, the game, it was everything that you hoped for. You had adversity, roller coaster of emotions. you know, resiliency. Because I mean, when Baylor's, you know, player went down, everybody was like, oh man, this is over. But you know, they managed to stay in the game and you know, triumph at the end. You know, dramatic finish, and it was everything that what you would hope for, I thought.
Yeah, I think I was still at the Orioles when the game was going on.
Yep.
And of course, I would get the updates on the phone, and it's like halftime. Baylor was up 43-31, I think. And I was just like, damn, that's a blowout. It's not going to get competitive at all.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, it's like Baylor wins 82-81. I was like, holy shit, that got good. Right. It was a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game, and it features some pretty good female players. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Ogunbowale will do in the WNBA. She's that nice, man. Yeah. That's just crazy. Yeah, but listen, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to discuss the game tonight, men's championship game. Hey, and we got a guest in the house, Coach Matt Marion, so don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new and take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. I know she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till we dance in the dark. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. We do whatever you like. Get the feels off from me. I know she couldn't get the feels off from me. Let's slide, you and me alone, to find who we really are. Crash into something new. I got that leg banging up the car. You told me you kiss, told me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, I wanna take you, but we gotta groove so we can lose the crowd. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be more ready.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up, you gotta go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all her homies head. I could wait for your response, but they love to hear me talk, so I just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me, and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for tuning in every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. BeExposedRadio.com, Facebook, YouTube, and check us out throughout the week. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere podcasts are. We were talking about the women's NCAAs, and then before we get into the men's, I just want to give a huge shout out to the University of Arizona women's for taking the NIT, the women's NIT.
Okay.
Won it.
Word up.
New coach Adia Barnes, former WNBA player, former University of Arizona Wildcat player. She's done great things with that program and bringing them back up to hopefully to the dance next year.
That's what's up. Congratulations. I know you were a little pumped about that.
Absolutely.
A little hometown hero for yourself, huh? And you slid that in there. That's what's up. All right. So, like we said, there's a game tonight. Two, I don't know, I guess unlikely heroes stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, and I think for pretty much for a lot of people, the NCAA Men's Championship is going down, and it is between Texas Tech and UVA. What the hell? I mean, Saturday.
Virginia's at least the #1 seed.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone thought they were going to go anywhere because of
last
year.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I certainly counted them out. And boy, did they show me. I mean, and like I said, what a path to the championship. And, you know, both teams are first-timers. So at the end of this game, whoever cuts the net, they'll be the first time in school history. They'll be probably out there pillaging and burning things down like they always do. But Texas Tech is trying to be the first team to win out, you know, from the Final Four on since about 1999. And I think UConn was the last team to do that. Yeah, so, I mean, this is a big deal. And, you know, for Virginia, we all know about their epic collapse against UMBC last year. So, you know, the microscope is definitely, or the magnifying glass, whatever you want to say, is definitely on them right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, big defensive game. I think that I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm down with the degenerate gamblers, that the total points is the lowest in, like, if not NCAA history, in a very long time. I think the total points was like 50, 60 something. I mean, it was like extremely low.
Oh, per team?
Per team, yeah. Okay. Yeah, like 50 per team. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, extremely low.
I mean, they've been doing like low 60s throughout the tournament, so I can see that.
I don't know.
61.
That sounds like a dry game to me, but I don't know. You know? I mean, we're going to see what's up. I mean, who do you we got Harry on the line. The women's championship game between Baylor and Notre Dame was great. I agree, brother. That joint was off the chain. Who you got for tonight?
I'm going to say the big loser right off the bat, CBS. I don't think the ratings are going to be there.
Really?
They, I mean, I think some people are going to...
Who said the big loser off the bat?
Some people are going to be interested just because, like you said, there's two teams that aren't usually there. Texas Tech's first time. Virginia's first time, too, I think.
Yeah, both teams, first timers.
But definitely if it was Duke, UNC, like a lot of people thought, that would be huge ratings.
Right.
So I don't think the ratings are going to be there. As far as the game itself, it's a toss-up. I think Virginia's been balling out throughout the entire tournament, but I kind of want to go Texas Tech just to go just a bit outside. Yeah,
I'm going Texas Tech too. Yeah. Oh, you know, I love an underdog story. You got the #3 against the #1, and Sometimes, and there's a thing to be said about Destiny. The way they won that game on Saturday, I don't know. The basketball gods are definitely in their favor. So, I think it's going to be, I said it'll be a dry game, but I think it'll be a very close game throughout the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't think that there will be really huge leads building up during this game. So, this will definitely be something that'll keep you on the edge of your on the edge of your seat. But don't expect a fast-paced, high-flying game with them. Said the ratings, we got another textual in. A couple folks said the ratings definitely will not be there. No blue buds. Yeah, I can agree.
Harry made another really good point. I hope the men's will be as good as the women's game, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that game, yesterday was off the chain. It really was. So, all right, so let's do this really quickly. Orioles, Lord have mercy, got swept this weekend against the Yankees. Home opener, not good.
No.
Not good. Now, I watched the game on Saturday, and I'm sorry. I did not watch the game on Saturday. I watched highlights on Saturday after I came from Shogun Fights. And let me just tell you, so there was a couple of dingers. I think Aaron Judge had 2. He got, if you want to get back in full swing, play the Orioles. He had 2, and then Frazier had 1. And let me tell you, I just had to talk about this really quickly. Pedro Severino was the catcher. Okay, I know Miguel Castro gave up one of the home runs. I can't remember who gave up the other one. But when Aaron Judge hit his second home run Saturday night, Pedro Severino jumped up, ripped off his mask in disgust and let out several profanities. Okay, fast forward to a couple innings later, Frazier knocks one all the way out the park. Did the same thing. He was completely over the pitchers. That shit was embarrassing. They were laughing so hard on SportsCenter, It was crazy. Cut ties with Chris Davis, just eat the contract. There's some people, I've been in some of these groups, and some of these folks are saying that Chris Davis is going to hit a home run tonight. They're fucking delusional. Okay, he's 0 for 44.
And yesterday's game was just, he would take some cuts and then let the third strike go right by him. It was just ridiculous. I was talking about history that they made on Sunday when I was there.
Yeah.
10th time they sent a position player to the mound. They threw the second baseman.
Yeah. Fucking poor Brandon Hyde had the second baseman. What's the dude's name? Hanson Alberto.
Yes.
Sent him to the mound, the infielder to the mound. What, we got to bring it? All right. Well, we'll come back. We got Matt. He's set to talk to us, so we got to give him a chance. Let's do this thing, yo. We'll be back just about outside. But yeah, I saw that.
Right? I was sitting in the stands, and they were like...
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every week. If you're watching the show, checking us out live, there's that little share button at the bottom. Just hit that share us out, let people know. We enjoy you leaving your comments, as we've been reading a couple of the comments that have been coming up on the feed throughout the show. As you can see, we've been joined here by Marion from Mercy High School. Thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Real quick before we get into the interview, we just wanted to finish up on this Orioles talk. We were talking about how they put a position player in at pitcher, and I was telling Kescia, I was at the game with my son, and I hear them say, new player taking over shortstop, the shortstop's moving to second, and the second baseman's moving to the mound. I was like, wait, what?
Brandon Hyde put in second baseman Hanson Alberto to pitch, so he could preserve the bullpen for the upcoming series with the Oakland A's, which is going down tonight. And speaking of this series, you guys, we put a people's poll question up tonight for the series. Check the page and put your votes in, because I mean, both teams are pretty horrible right now. Both teams got swept, coming off of a sweep, and the question is, question of the day, who's going to take the series? So, all right, Mark, take it away.
And that's a one-day poll, so get your voting quick.
Do that now.
No, after the show.
Well, of course.
So, Matt, thanks for coming in again.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you're from Mercy High School. You're the golf coach.
Yes.
And volleyball.
And volleyball.
Yes.
That was my next question. So, give us a little background on yourself.
I am actually a full-time phys ed teacher for Baltimore County Public Schools at an elementary school, Seneca Elementary, and I do a fair share of coaching after school. I coach for Mercy, both volleyball and golf, and I also coach club volleyball as well for Masters Volleyball Academy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so pretty busy.
How long have you been playing golf?
Oh, I think I've been playing golf ever since I was 6 or 7. My dad signed me up for junior golf at Mount Pleasant Golf Course, so right down the road from Mercy. And, it's been nice, when my grandfather was around, he used to take me out. My dad, I still go out with him, and now I have a lot of friends who golf. So it's been, gradually increasing the amount of time I've been golfing, which is nice.
I haven't been on the links in a while, so it'd be scary.
Right. It's nice to get out And it's nice to enjoy the company of, you know, the friends that you're golfing with and share a few laughs and the memories. And so it's a lot more than just the score, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I take my son to mini golf every so often. There's a driving range right connected to it. I'm like, one day I'm going to get a bucket of balls. And just,
there you go. Why not, you know? Absolutely.
I have a set of clubs.
Do you?
I do. Like, they were like given to me. They're like secondhand. And I think that's, you know, decent for somebody who's never played before a day in their life. But I need to get them sized up. But, you know, golf always seems like that cool sport, like going to the driving range, you get a six-pack. Is it really like that, though? I mean, I see that on the...
golf carts driving around with
right,
it.
That's you know, right. Like you're aiming for the guy on the golf cart, you know what I mean?
Not in season, but, you know. Yeah, you know, we really enjoy it. And, you know, if you all want to learn, our girls always love teaching.
Really?
Yeah, they step in before sometimes we get a chance to. So they always love teaching the sport. So now you have an open invitation to come out to a practice and learn a little bit from them.
Love that. Love that. Since you talk about the girls, I mean, you got a pretty impressive squad. Let's talk Mercy in golf.
Yes. So we have a wonderful setup. The girls play and practice at Sparrows Point Country Club. We've been doing that ever since the previous coach, Harry Bortner. He was able to get us onto the course, and they've allowed us to go on. And the members are great. The head pro, Eric Baraki, is awesome with us. So they really do take care of us when we go over there. On our roster right now, we have 13 girls, which is great. You know?
That's fantastic.
It is.
Wow.
We range from very new to the sport to one of our girls last year won the IAAM as a freshman.
Right.
The individual.
Freshman. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. I heard about that.
Yeah, Megan Miguel, she's great.
Yes.
She is really, really good. She's super. And so we have a wide range of golfers. So it's nice being able to have some girls, you know, go play a hole. Some girls stay with us and practice either chipping putting or work on their swing. So we have a nice variety of activities they can do on the course to make sure they're progressing.
So you said you got 13 girls, and like I said, that's very impressive. How did you go about, you know, I mean, how did you manage to come up with a team that size? I mean, was it recruiting, or was this just like people willingly came to play?
It really depends. The last few years we've been really low in numbers, and I think a lot of the credit for our turnout this year has to go to the girls talking it up, and the girls, you know, encouraging their classmates to come out and participate in the sport and learn a sport, because it's not easy doing something that you know nothing about. You need some encouragement in order to come out.
Yes.
So I think the majority of the credit has to go to the girls talking it up in school and encouraging their classmates to come out and play.
That's fantastic. What would you say is the hardest aspect of coaching golf at Mercy?
Well, we're an off-campus sport, so, you know, transportation-wise can be difficult at times. And just, I think the biggest thing is that with a sport such as golf, we only get 2 months with them. So we try and speed through and teach them and chunk a lot of the bigger skills. But it's a sport just like a lot of the other sports where they're going to need to do a lot of time and practice on their own. So I think trying to cram in as much as we can into those 2 months is probably the most difficult part, because it doesn't matter how good of a teacher or coach you are, you're not going to turn somebody into a great golfer in 2 months.
Yeah, that's a short amount of time, extremely short amount of time.
Yeah.
What's the season look like? So it's 2 months. I don't imagine it's like a 4-day tournament like PGA. There's no cut or anything.
No.
Is it every week there's a match?
Every week there is a match. We start at basically the beginning of March. So the weather is a little iffy. It's cold.
Yeah, yeah.
We've spent some time in the cafeteria hitting plastic balls off mats because, hey, that's what we can do. You know? And Mercy has luckily been super accommodating to us. We just need a space and, you know, to be able to swing.
Nice.
So right around the end of March is when we first start having matches. It's normally once a week. Spring break, we try not to have a match then, so there might be a week where we have 2 matches, which is this week for us.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But, and then our finals, we conclude with a 2-day event at Fox Hollow Golf Course in the end of April, early May.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. So let's talk about the Masters.
All right.
Since you're a big golfer, and we all know that the Masters start, when do they start, Wednesday or Thursday?
The par 3 contest, which is, I think, a big draw to the Masters because they have their own separate par 3 course, starts Wednesday.
Okay, that's up. I knew something started on Wednesday.
Yes.
So, you know, the Masters is like the biggie kind of the golfing sports. What makes the Masters so special?
I think the biggest part of what makes the Masters so special is that even people who don't like golf will watch, and it's such it has such a lure to it where people tune in and they may not know anything about golf, but they love the fact that they see all these famous faces. And I think another big thing is that, you know, it's the start of spring. You're getting the warm weather out, you know, baseball's kind of started, you know, it's the unofficial start of spring for everybody. And also, I've had some friends be able to be lucky enough to go to the tournament.
Really?
And they describe it as going back in time. So there's no running on the course at all. Everybody walks. You get a chair. If you put the chair down and you leave, nobody's taking your chair. Nobody sits in the chair. It stays there undisturbed, which is crazy to think about nowadays.
Yeah.
And there's no cell phones either, which is big because you realize that a lot of these sporting events, people live through the picture they see through their cell phones. They don't really have a chance to experience it. So what I've been described as is like walking back through time, you know, going back to no cell phones, you know, just kind of like the prim and proper type of deal, and it's unbelievable.
And Augusta is nice.
It is.
So, you know, I was reading up on it, and I heard this field this year is fairly small. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Why do you think that the you know, the field is so small this season?
The Masters is pretty unique. It's normally actually is the smallest major as far as all 4 majors go.
Okay.
So they haven't exceeded a 100-person field in a long time. So one of the biggest things is that a lot of the other fields, like the U.S. Open and the Open, the British Open, they have a lot of qualifiers. So people can go play, and if they do well in these qualifiers, they have a chance to make it to the big tournament. With the Masters, however, there are, I think, 18 or 19 qualifications. And if you don't make that qualification, you need a special exemption from the Masters Committee. So within these 18 qualifications, some of them could last a year, as in like the top 30 in the FedEx Cup, which is the regular season for the PGA. Or it could be if you're a previous Masters champion, which lasts about, which is lifelong. Or US Open or British Open, where it's a 5-year exemption. So a lot of these guys overlap and will take the spots of other guys. So I think this is the year what we're seeing is that a lot of guys are kind of overlapping and, you know, unfortunately taking the chances away from other golfers.
What's the toughest part of the course in Augusta?
So from what I understand is the greens are extremely tough. They're severely undulated. They're extremely fast, faster than what they normally see on tour. From what I understand, tee to green, it's difficult, but it's not anything extra than what they normally see, you know, any given week on a PGA Tour. But if you'll notice, a lot of the professionals will have trouble on the greens, which as an amateur golfer is awesome to see. You know, they're struggling, you know, I know how they're feeling because sometimes I struggle with my short game too. So I think that's really interesting is that, you know, the greens are extremely fast and even the pros have a lot of difficulty reading the greens and putting on the greens. Another thing is you have to hit all your shots. You can't, some of the pros play either a fade or a draw, depending on what they're comfortable with.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on. What's the difference between the fade and the draw? Because I'm like...
So, that's a good question. That's a really good question. So a draw will start away from you and then break back towards you.
Okay.
And a fade will kind of start midline and go away from you.
Okay.
So for a lefty and a righty, it's going to be a different, you know, but you have to hit all your shots here. You can't just, it's extremely difficult, I should say, to win with just one particular shot and play that throughout the entire round.
I heard you mention that you struggle with your short game. What about the short game that makes it so difficult? I mean, to me, it always seems like, you know, the first shot, like to actually get it in the vicinity of where you're supposed to be, seems to me like the most difficult thing. But I hear a lot of times with golfers, they're like, you know, the short game is the most difficult part for them.
Yeah, and you know, I'm going to go back to the fact that these greens are a lot faster than what they're normally, and even though they get practice rounds, you know, the pressure, just the pressure alone of having, you know, a long putt for par where, you know, if you miss it, depending on the pin location, it may go 15, 10 feet by the hole, and then you're stuck with a tough putt back for bogey. So I feel like pressure really, really has a lot to deal with the short game. And I also think that, you know, it comes and goes. You know, you've heard of the yips before, which is, you know, somebody could putt lights out and then all of a sudden they lose it. So it's just such a fickle thing. You can practice as much as you want, but sometimes the breaks don't really go your way.
Who do you think has the best short game right now?
Ooh, I'm actually surprising. I'm gonna go with Kevin Kisner.
Okay.
Who just recently won the WGC Match Play Championship.
Okay.
Not a long hitter, but he putt lights out, and he really impressed me during that week.
Awesome. Hey, you guys, we got to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to keep swinging here with Marion, so don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt,
flashback of the On the Come Up radio show.
But I meant you said slap, so you want to stick on that. But anyway, slap walk.
You taking slut walks now? What is going on?
Can I have some of that wine? That's funny.
Not with the cup?
I don't know, but I got my cup right here, babe. Where that wine, bro?
I can't.
Yo, Bob. Look, no, I don't. Y'all not convincing me. But that was never my mission. That was never my mission. This is not even the show to try to convince anybody on. Have you seen the past episode? You voted for Hillary. You voted for.
You didn't vote for anybody.
I'm telling you that. I stand on that. I don't see no.
You stand on your ignorance.
That's the whole. Yes.
Good.
Wow. Because you can't educate me.
You can't educate yourself.
Because I'm not a teacher.
Well, I am a teacher.
Up. I'm an informer.
And I'm telling you, you can't give somebody that's not receptive.
If I know something, I can.
Yeah, but if you're not being receptive,
give you a reason.
We started with who was running for a governor. You didn't even know who the man was.
It don't matter.
So why would I teach you anything?
Because you can't. I don't believe you can. I don't believe you're informed. I told you.
I don't believe
you don't believe we are informed. Are you kidding? Ceremony.
You don't believe we are informed?
Y'all do it for fun.
No, let's go back to that statement. You said you don't believe
it don't really do nothing.
You don't believe we.
Especially for black men.
You don't believe we, the media company that you are in its studios, are informed.
Voting? No, voting is a fallacy.
Are you kidding?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Submit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. YouTube, Facebook. Catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Real quick, before we get back with Matt here, I want to give some Major League Baseball scores. The Cubs whooped up on the Pirates, 10-0. The Rays, they beat the White Sox 5-1. And can you believe it? The Orioles, top of the third, 4-0, leading the Athletics. Jesus. Spicy.
And we, like I said, we were in desperate need of that after this weekend. And you know, I am actually, are you surprised with the Rays? With their start? I mean, they're in the top of the division. I think they're like 7-3 right now. Ooh.
What are the Red Sox doing? I know before the series they were,
they're still down in the dumps. Love it. And you know, the Yankees aren't that much better. I think they're like a half a game ahead of us. So thanks to the A's, we might be right back up in there at the end of this week. Who knows?
Maybe.
So you guys, as you can see, we still have Matt in the house. So we're talking about golf. We talked about golf locally and how well the Mercy High School's team has been doing. And apparently he's got some fans on the feed, you know, jumping out there. What's going on, Mike Oakey? And Mike says he's doing really well. Very informative. Did the squad win today? You guys had a game today. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we played. We had a match against Garrison Forest.
Okay.
We ended up losing 2-1, but that's not a big deal. We'll get them in the championships. We'll be fine there.
Where'd you guys play?
At Green Spring Valley Hunt Club.
Really? And how was that club in comparison to Sparrows?
It's nice. It's a very nice course. I'd say it's pretty comparable as far as Sparrows Point and Green Spring Valley. So, yeah, I mean the girls played well. Garrison Forest played a little bit better than us today. So they got us today, but we'll get to back to work tomorrow, and we'll be good to go.
Now you said 2-1. How do they do the scoring on these?
Right, I was just about to say that.
So we actually pair our golfers up 1 through 6. So we only have 6 girls play each match.
Okay.
So our 1 and 2 will play against their 1 and 2 in a 9-hole match. Our 3 and 4 against their 3 and 4 in a 9-hole match, and our 5 and 6 against their 5 and 6, and they only play 5 holes.
Oh wow!
Because traditionally they take a little bit more strokes than the top 4 groups do. So we try and condense the match to make sure we're not there for like 3 hours or so.
Dig it.
And so it's best ball. They play their own ball all the way through. Whatever girl has the best score on the hole wins it for their team. So one girl could have a 4 on one team and have a 10, and the other 2 girls could have 2 5s. And the team that had the 4 would win. And so it's not overall, it's just best score per team.
Okay. Okay, now let me ask you this. How are tiebreakers handled? Or is it possible for it to come down to a tiebreaker? Or
it is. It very much is. Some matches could come down to a tie, and we don't do tiebreakers. We don't do a regular season champion. Everything's settled in the championships and at the end of the season. Okay. So it goes down in the books as a tie, and then we move on to the next match.
Oh, okay, cool. So let's get back to Augusta and the Masters. So we had been talking about the field. We talked about the course and all the pluses and minuses of the course. Let's talk about the guys that are playing. The gentlemen of the field. Who do you have your eye on in this first round as the tournament starts up this week?
So you have the obvious guys, the guys that are always near the top of the leaderboard, the public knows, like Rory, who has been playing lights out recently, Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, Justin Rose. I clump all those guys together. They're normally, guys who are going to be somewhere near contention unless they have a disastrous round along the way. Guys that I'm looking at, and this might shock a lot of people, but Fred Couples. So Fred Couples is 59 years old.
Okay.
But seems to play his best golf every single time he comes to the Masters. So I wrote this stat down. Since 2010, so when he was 49, here is his order. You got a 6th place finish, tied for 15th, tied for 12th, tied for 13th, tied for 20th, cut, did not participate, tied for 18th, and tied for 38th. So he's always lingering around. And for an older guy who's not that long off the tee, he just finds a way to score.
Hey, I love when they come with the stats, man. You know, I'm a big stat girl. I'm all about the numbers and everything. So that was awesome. That was awesome. Now, let me ask you this about this particular tournament in this course. Do you think the veterans fare better than I guess we'd say lesser seasoned players?
I think so. I think once guys get a chance to play the course multiple times, they start to get a feel for it. That's why you see guys like a Phil Mickelson or a Tiger Woods who played the course multiple times find a way to shoot really good rounds and at least put themselves in the mix. They may not always win, but they're there. And then, like a guy like Fred Couples, who has played the course many a times, just knows how to play the course, knows how the greens break. He knows where to play the ball. He knows how to hit the shots. So nothing really surprises him that much.
You guys, is it time to take a break? I was saying, I'm looking at good time. Well, we are going to take a break. Andre, hey, you guys, when we come back, we're going to talk more golf with Matt. So you don't go anywhere, man. He's killing it tonight. Just a bit outside.
First they love you, then desert you, leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste, I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, don't pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save it, it'll be too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry fakers, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run there, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep the G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do at one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Spit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for taking the time to check us out each and every Monday.
Spicy!
Man, tripping over my own tongue. Check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Click the like on the page if you're checking us out for the first time. Share the link out and let people know. We love having the comments on the feed. So offline we were talking about tournaments and everything. I had asked if you've been to PGA tournaments and any that are close to here, and had quite an amusing story. So we figured we'd get into it right here.
All right.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. It was a while ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. One of the major tournaments was at Congressional Country Club in Maryland, and I'd signed up to be a volunteer. You know, in my dreams of signing up, I was hoping to be somewhere on the course. I received a letter back saying that they accepted me, but I was going to be in the gift shop. And then they had a form attached to it saying that I needed to purchase clothing, like polos, an optional hat and whatnot, in order to volunteer. So I had to pay to volunteer to be in a gift shop from bright early till late at night. So I passed on the opportunity.
I'm going to guess that they didn't give you the option of like going to Walmart and picking up a polo there. It had to be their branded ones.
It had to be the tournament, year, everything the same color, multiple days, multiple different colors. So I decided not to do it and save my money and just enjoyed it from home, you know.
Hey, I don't blame you. And like I was saying offline, that is definitely a new one for me. I mean, to require someone to buy your brand to volunteer. Wow, you stay classy. Mark.
Where are we?
We were talking, well, offline we were also talking about tournaments going on like around town.
Around here, yeah.
And I believe Mark asked the question of what is the closest tournament to Maryland for, you know, for the amateur golf fan like me who doesn't know these things.
So I know they do, or they were doing a senior tour event at Caves Valley.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're doing that anymore, but I believe the closest one, whenever it comes around, would be Congressional Country Club. If not, you're looking in Virginia, maybe Ohio, as far as the closest. So there's not really much close around here, unfortunately. But yeah, so whenever the major rolls around, the U.S. Open.
I seem to recall when I first moved here, like I heard commercials every year for an LPGA tour event, but I don't even think they've been doing that in the last
Yeah, the LPGA has used Caves Valley as well for an event.
Where's Caves Valley again?
I believe it's not in Towson, but it's in around that area, off of Falls Road, I believe.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: since you've done a lot of playing golf in a lot of different places.
Yes.
What is your absolute favorite place to play?
I'll give you two. The first one is Caves Valley. If you've never heard of it, it is an extremely exclusive club. Okay. You can't take golf carts. You have a caddy that caddies for you, and you walk the course.
Woo!
So it reminds me of Augusta, where tee to green, it's not that difficult, but the greens are lightning fast. If you hit the ball in the wrong spot, then you're gonna three putt. There's no way around it, or the ball's gonna roll off the green. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to play that multiple times because a close buddy, his dad is a member.
Okay.
So that course, just walking a golf course and like experiencing everything instead of just rushing up to your ball.
That's old school.
It's great. It really is. Unless it's really hot, then it gets a little tiring, but still, it's great. My favorite course in the area is actually, I like Fox Hollow a lot, which is where we play our championships.
And that's located where?
In Timonium.
Timonium, okay.
Right across from Delaney High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the course is very scoreable. It's player friendly. There's not a lot of holes where you can get in trouble. Some of my best scores have come there. And then what's nice is that my grandfather is actually buried right off the tee box in that cemetery right there. So every time I play, I have a chance to run over and go visit him, and then come back and play. So
that's
a little sentimental favorite for me. Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it. So let's give everybody an opportunity. You know, you all want to follow Matt now because he's like the most interesting man in the golf world. How can we follow you guys as well as Mercy's team on social media?
So for me, I have my own Twitter as far as coaching goes. It's Marion_coach. So follow me there. We'll do the updates. Nick Gill does a really nice job with putting out social media for our golf team, promos for them, and all the videos and promotion that he does with them, I'll retweet and put out. I'll also do stuff as far as the other teams I coach. You'll see them on there. So with coaching, you know, we're trying to make the girls more of a whole person, and you get to see the whole journey from start to finish. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's not so pretty. That's just the way it is, you know?
Dig it, dig it. And as far as your girls are concerned, why don't you take a few moments to highlight some of your, you know, your top players? I mean, I know we already talked about the top golfer last year, but who you got going this year, man?
So our top 1 and 2, Aaron Smearman and Megan Miguel, they both, since last year, have not lost a match. They are undefeated since last year, since we paired them together. So that's 2 girls that we really rely on, and they do a phenomenal job. Our 3-4, they do a really nice job too. They took their first, I believe it's their first loss this year today, but they've been improving all year. Arden Richardson and Mary Hebler. So they both have been doing great, and we have a variety of girls that we mix in with our 5 and 6. But HJ Zamansky has been the one who's been there the entire time, and she does a nice job with whoever we pair her with. She does a nice job of making sure that, you know, her game stays the same and she's very consistent. So we're very, very lucky to have the girls that we have, you know.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans on here tonight. So I got another comment here. It says, who does Matt like in the NCAA tournament tonight?
I'm going with Texas Tech.
Woo! Woo!
Yep, I'm going with Texas Tech.
Hey, it's unanimous over here. Unanimous.
That's right.
And what do you like about their game the most?
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense. Yeah. I'm a Michigan basketball fan and football fan. So I know firsthand how good they are defensively. You know, the worst offensive performance all season came against them.
Yeah.
So that they're for real, and I think Virginia kind of, their luck is starting to run out a little bit.
You guys, and you already know how it works. We give our guests the topic. Oh, we got another Texas Tech fan on there. What up, Jim? We give our guests the topic, and they give us their Fave 5 on the topic.
I believe this is the first guest that's brought notes for the Fave 5.
Yo, I am just in love with tonight's interview. I mean, this is like fantastic. Mariella, legend. You did good with this one. You did real good. Tonight's Fave 5, you know, I guess in honor of the upcoming tournament, and you know, this is a different one. I mean, this is such a unique guest. I mean, we've really been trying to, you know, really tap into that golf market. So we really appreciate you coming here.
Yeah, thanks.
So I figured I would ask you, give us your 5 favorite golfers of all time, and like if you want to tell us, you know, a little reason why.
For sure.
You pick these guys.
Before I do that, real quick, can I shout out my coaches as well?
Sure, do it. Go for it.
My dad coaches with me, which is awesome to be able to spend time with him. So, and then Mike Miguel has come on as a volunteer. Megan's dad, he's phenomenal. He's extremely knowledgeable. And Dick Hilgartner, he transports the girls to where they need to be. So without them, the train doesn't roll as smoothly as it does.
Dig it.
All right, so my 5 is Jordan Spieth. You know, represented by Under Armour. Just seems like a really nice guy. I like his short game a lot, and I think it's hysterical how he just talks to the ball. If you go on YouTube and look up Jordan Spieth and talking on the course, it cracks me up so much. 4 is Payne Stewart. So this is a guy who passed away tragically in a plane crash. But wore the old school attire in the 90s with the knickerbockers and the hat. He won 3 majors, and he was a fierce, fierce competitor. My 3 is Annika Sorenstam, who was dominant before Tiger was dominant.
University of Arizona.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He's a big guy, Arizona guy.
Only female to shoot 59 in a golf tournament.
Really?
Only female to break the 60 the barrier. And she was a 5-time Player of the Year for the LPGA in a row. So you're talking about dominance. she really put the LPGA on the map and kind of progressed the sport forward to what we have today. I put these two guys together even though they were fierce rivals.
Okay.
Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. You know, they really, really did, their rivalry really made the sport popular. And they went back and forth, a lot of great tournaments between them, fighting back and forth. You had Jack, who was the laser-focused, fierce competitor, and you had Arnie, who was the popular golfer. He had the, you know, Arnie's Army. Just really did wonderful things for the sport. And then last but not least, I know people probably think it's Tiger Woods, but in this debate, it's not. You're either a Tiger fan or a Phil Mickelson fan, and I am a Phil Mickelson fan.
You're the Mick, okay.
That's right.
Okay.
He's a left-handed golfer, and I'm a left-handed golfer as well. He is aggressive to a fault. He hits his shots. He stays aggressive. If he's going to lose, the whole thing's burning down with him. You know, he's going to hit the shots he wants to hit, and he's going to go after it. So I really admire his attitude as far as there's not a shot that I can't hit whenever I want to hit it. So that's my top 5.
You know, we got another comment here from Ronnie. He said, "Unreal. We didn't make the cut, Jim."
Those are my buddies that I really enjoy golfing with.
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie? What's going on, Jim? Thanks for tuning in.
So no Shooter McGavin or Happy Gilmore?
That was like 5 B and C right there, right below. Just missed the cut. Just missed the cut.
Oh, man, thank you for taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule, man. Jack of all trades to come in and talk to us. I mean, we really appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
And I know you said we talked about the volleyball squad offline, so we expect to see you back in the fall and possibly in the summer.
Absolutely, would love that.
Awesome, awesome. You guys, when we come back, we got our WTF moments of the week. But we had a little WrestleMania going down. Mark was freaking hype all day, all night yesterday. I mean, my whole timeline was just random Markism. You know, so we'll talk WrestleMania, and we're also going to talk the NBA, man. That Eastern Conference race for the playoffs is starting to heat up. We got a couple teams on the bubble for that final spot. So Andre's going to break a little early, so don't go anywhere. And thanks again, Matt.
Thank you.
Just a bit outside.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now, like you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. Right. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly and the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I popped them Xannies, had them sleeping on me. Love in a hood full of hate. Pray to God that he open up them gates. Rest in peace to Freddie Gray and Lil Scooter. Putting on for our city, watch his door. Next stop, Texaco. Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like, yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, just go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father did. Mom bringing different niggas in and out the crib.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every Monday. Hit the share the link, share the love button. Thanks to DJ Delight for the sounds that he provides to us that you hear going in and out of break. Real quick update, the Orioles still got the lead 4-2 though. Athletics scored a couple of runs there. Astros are down 0-1 to the Yankees.
And you know what? I had that game circled for a reason. That was a pitching matchup. I think it was Tanaka versus. Keep going. I'm gonna jump on that. I'll jump back in on that.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Want to jump into WTFs?
Tanaka versus Verlander. That's why I was so interested in that. So that was going to be a low-scoring game. So
that's in the fourth.
Yeah, Orioles fans are probably keeping their eye on that as well.
Do the damn thing, Astros.
Right. Come on, get her done. And Andrew Kashner is not my favorite, which is on the mound for the Orioles tonight. But it seems like he's been holding things together pretty well today.
Yeah. Let's hope Kashner can do it because I was really disappointed in Hess yesterday.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was really expecting him to do a lot better than what was displayed. I mean, that was hot garbage.
Yeah.
Hot garbage. Okay, so we're going to keep rolling with the show. WTF moments of the week. Want to do it?
Sure.
All right. What you got? Show me what you got.
Big news over the weekend. I'm sure people have heard of it. Andre, we got the picture there to put up. Bret Hart was attacked at the WWE Hall of Fame.
That was mine too.
Was it? Did you send the picture?
No, I didn't send the picture, but yo, please throw that picture up, Andre. I want to see what you have for this.
It's the mugshot of the dude.
Are you serious?
So, this guy jumps in the ring. Okay, the Hall of Fame ceremony is in the Barclays Center. It's a huge arena, basketball arena. They have the ring set up in the middle because they're doing events throughout the week also. So they tear it down and they have it set up as a days for the speeches. Dude jumps in the ring. First of all, you paid money. If you're that close, you paid a lot of money. Tackles Bret Hart, who takes down Natalia. He was there accepting for the Hart Foundation for the Hall of Fame. A homeboy didn't think this through, which apparently he'd tweeted out to. He sent tweets to Triple H and Vince McMahon in the week coming up to this. I just found this out not too long ago. Disgusted that women were in the event WrestleMania, that they should be in the back like all women. Yeah, so this dude, incel, to the nth degree.
We good?
Another mic in here.
Huh?
I'll put it back out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you already know you got me fired up with that one.
Yeah. So, where are you not going to attack a wrestler? Maybe the Hall of Fame, where there's wrestlers ringside, both past and present. Not to mention, Ronda Rousey, she's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Her husband is Travis Brown of the UFC.
Right.
Travis Brown, Shane McMahon, and a whole slew of guys jump in the ring, attack this dude. Did you see the mugshot? Yeah.
Oh! Yeah. Oh!
There's another Twitter video I've seen. Dash Wilder of the tag team The Revival, as they're taking this guy away from the ring, Dash Wilder just goes, wham! I'm sure that's where most of that damage happened. Stiff as hell.
What an idiot. Yo, like, I don't even know what you could, oh my God. I don't know what you could have possibly been thinking or what you could have possibly thought you were going to accomplish, but you should have known an ass whipping was going to be at the end of that story.
Yeah, for sure.
I was not expecting that type of ass whipping because they have clearly disfigured his face. But
did you see the video, like the whole video?
No.
I think
we gotta do this thing. We gotta do this offline now.
Yeah.
Man, talk about some extra excitement, entertainment at a Hall of Fame, speech of all
Homeboy
places.
got jacked up. Yeah.
Right. Man, y'all need to chill. That's all I can say. Y'all need to chill. And speaking about people needing to chill, man, I don't know if you heard about this one. University of South Carolina. Okay. And this was probably 2 hours before the show when I read this one. I mean, this shit is horrible. USC orders their football team. Okay, the first mistake that they made, they ordered $2,000 worth of pizza from Papa John's. Who's eating that shit, first of all?
It's okay, because Shaq's had their board down.
From Papa John's, okay? $2,000 order, took 2 delivery people, okay, to transport those pizzas to this team, to feed your guys and everything. Yo, do you know what they did?
Don't tell me they stiffed the driver.
Drivers. $5 tip.
What?
Poor girl's mother put their ass on blast. Because it's like, my daughter had to deliver all of these pizzas, you know what I'm saying? Her and another driver, $2,000, and they gave them a $5 tip. I mean, lady had receipts. I mean, and when I say she had receipts, I mean just that. Put the receipt online with the handwritten $5 tip. Yo, that is so messed up and so classless.
It's pizza, so I'm not expecting 20% like restaurants, but $5, damn.
You could at least gave them like $20 or something like that. I don't know, two drivers, and so of course everybody ripped. The social media hounds came for that ass. Ripped ripped the school a new asshole and everything, and you know, Papa John's got involved, like, you know, they as if they haven't had enough bad press already. You know what I'm saying? And they cleared everything up, and you know what they did was they called it a misunderstanding. Oh, we're sorry that we had a misunderstanding with the employee. Oh yeah, it was the employee's fault. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to misunderstand about a handwritten 5 on the bottom of that receipt. That shit was rough, man. That was low. You know?
I'm not even that cheap.
That definitely made me say WTF. For real, for real. And for real, honorary WTF, Baltimore Orioles. How do you get swept, man? Huh?
Opening day at home.
How do you get swept? And how do you get swept like that? I think you allowed some 23 damn home runs over the series.
And there are 4 losses. They've allowed 34 runs off of home runs.
Honorary WTF, Chris Davis.
Yeah.
What's up, man? 0 for 44. 0 for 44. What is what is the batting average? Like a .00009 or something like that? What's up with that? WTF? You got any honorary ones you want to sound off on?
No.
Or you just gonna let me just be out here going off by myself? I'm just doing fine by myself.
I heard some sort of business, like a bakery or something like that, is offering free something when Chris Davis gets his first hit. I say, like, let Union Craft Brewery or someone like that step up and start giving out free beers.
Right.
And he can, yeah. I want to see some brewskis out of Chris Davis.
Yeah. Anybody can put up. They can offer whatever the hell they want to offer, because I don't got him hitting anything anytime soon.
They did move him down the batting order to 6th. I saw.
He should be 8th or 9th.
0 for 2 for tonight.
Way to go, Chris. All right, you guys, when we come back, we are going to talk WrestleMania, brother. And we're going to talk the NBA upcoming playoffs, Eastern Conference. Got a lot going on around there. So you guys, don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run, hit
the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a -65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like -65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Spit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every week, 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're checking us out on the West Coast, figure out the time difference for yourself. What am I, like a meteorologist or something? Not that that has anything to do with time zones, but... so the Orioles have a little bit of good going on. They got VR hit a home run. It's 6-2 now. They're up on the A's, but a little bit of history, not in the good ways, going down at the yard again. Chris Davis, 0 for 2, and that ties the mark for most futility, I guess, for a player. 0 for 46.
Hitless at bats, y'all. Chris Davis, WTF, man. I told him, whoever in that baseball group that said he was going to homer tonight, get out of here.
Maybe he could just bunt just to get it out of the way.
You know what? You know what's so crazy? I used to think it was a psychological problem with him. Like, and when I say psychological, I'm not saying that I thought he was crazy or something, but you know,
a mental block. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in sports psychologists.
Absolutely.
You know this. I talk about it all the time. I would say for the longest time, like, he just needs to talk to somebody. They need to get him a sports psychologist. But you know what? Now I just honestly don't. I really don't think he gives a damn. Like, seriously. Or you can't tell me that damn Adderall had you that nice.
And if it was really, I mean, he had an exemption before because he had this prescription submitted. Just submit it again. Get back on that shit.
That's horrible, man. All that money going to waste, man. A lot of people are saying, man, just bite it and just you know, and just cut his ass. Because seriously, you have no value to. Well, no, let me stop. Let me stop right there because I just get so upset with his offense. His defense has actually been pretty on point. That Mamma Jamma made a couple plays on first base, you know, over the weekend.
Yeah, if he wasn't performing on defense.
Yeah, I'd say it's a complete waste of baseball life.
Don't hold back, Kescia. Tell me how you really feel.
Tell him why you're mad, baby. Hella mad. Okay, so let's keep it going. WrestleMania. It's
WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Wrestle.
WrestleMania went down last night. It's Mark's favorite time of the year. So how was it?
I was sports entertained.
I said your ass was going off all night long.
I went to the Orioles game. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I actually did turn it off because I know I got the WWE Network. I'm going to jump on and catch up. So, like, I turned it off. I was exhausted. Caught, like, the last 3 matches this morning before even going to work because I wanted to see what happened. But, yeah, it went down. Main event, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. First time the women main event at WrestleMania going on last. And I love the result. Becky Lynch, she goes in and she takes both championships, the SmackDown and the Raw Women's Championships. There's some controversy in that Ronda Rousey was going for her finishing move, the Piper's Pit.
Okay.
Becky kind of leans back and rolls her up, and Ronda's shoulder was up, but the ref was out of position. Count 1, 2, 3.
And he did the tap.
Oh. Yeah. So Becky wins, but Ronda's definitely got a reason to be upset.
She jumped up and started going off all crazy like.
You could tell she wasn't too happy, but it's the first time that Ronda Rousey's been pinned in WWE as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So, you know, you said first time the ladies got to close it out. You know, as we talked earlier in our WTF segment, I guess there were some people who weren't too happy about that. What would you say was the general feel like, you know, after everything was done?
For that match itself?
Well,
or the whole show?
How it ended and them electing to use the women to kind of close things out.
It came off really well because Becky Lynch has been hot. Not only is she like one of the hottest acts in the company, it goes to prove it, and you're a stats person. You like numbers.
Yep. You already.
Last year, she had the match of the year, feud of the year. But the biggest thing that WWE looks at for all their talent, she's the top merch seller.
Really?
Above all the guys, too.
Well, then that was smart. Hell,
Absolutely.
what the hell?
Now,
Go with the money. Go with the money.
The crowd was exhausted because this is like a 7.5-hour affair.
What?
The pre-show is like 2 hours. Actually like 6.5. Yeah. It went about 7 hours.
Okay.
Pre-show 2 hours. They had 3 matches on that, and then the main card itself. So I mean, it was an exhausting affair to watch. But yeah, shouts out to Becky Lynch for taking that one, and a little bit of history also.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this.
What's that?
The Rock.
Okay.
He's half Samoan, half black.
Yep.
Would you consider that a black champion?
Shit. You already know what I'm gonna say. Hell yeah.
So, WWE's actually never had someone hold the WWE Championship, a black person, other than The Rock.
Okay.
The World Heavyweight Championship that they had for a while, Mark Henry and Booker T held, but never the WWE title in its lineage.
Okay.
But last night, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston of the New Day.
Oh yeah, I saw your Kofi
went
post.
Down.
Yeah.
And for me, that was probably the match of the night because they just went to town on each other.
Really?
It was a phenomenal, amazing match, and Kofi Kingston of the New Day, he takes it. One of the best celebrations I've seen in the ring, because his New Day compatriots get in the ring, and then his 2 sons join him in the ring, and they're like probably like 3 and about 7, so they're really small kids, But
nice.
I love the New Day because they're always doing some off the wall stuff.
You talk about them all the time.
Big E, he brings his box out.
Yeah.
And he pulls it out. They've already got championship shirts for Kofi made up.
Really?
So they're like, almost like the Super Bowl or something like that. They got the shirts celebrating already. So if you don't consider The Rock fully black or whatever,
then there you go, Kofi. What's up?
You got your first Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kofi, what up? Shout outs.
Maybe I'll slip you my WWE Network password so you can check it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm definitely down with that. All right, let's get into the realm of basketball, y'all. Man, this week is important. We got the last 2 games going down in the regular season of the NBA. And, surprisingly, or I don't know, maybe you're not surprised. Maybe you're just so underwhelmed with the Eastern Conference this season, you don't even care. But, there's actually a battle for the final spot. For that number 8 spot in the Eastern Conference. And first and foremost, we put a poll question up, about that final spot. And, there are 3 teams on the bubble, and those teams are the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Miami Heat. And the question is, who's going to come out on top? So make sure you check out the show page and, put your thoughts in on that. And, I want to take a few minutes to talk about this because I feel like we could give our little picks, and then on the next show we'll revisit. And before we even do this, though, I just, what I'm going to talk about. So I made a post, earlier today. I made the poll post. And on the poll post, I kind of had a brave part. And, when I was doing my little hashtags, I did hashtag Charlotte, hashtag Bobcats. Man, I had some die-hard fan, straight tried to internet jump me on the damn show page today. Yo, how dare you call us the Bobcats? And then this dude says, pull up.
I hope he's watching.
Yeah, I hope he's watching too, because you know what I did. I pulled up. So, we're going back and forth. I said, well, listen, how about this? How about you have a decent record one season? How about you win some damn games, and then maybe you'll be memorable enough for that name to stick into my brain. And then I had to tell him go sit his ass down because the Hornets aren't going anywhere, dog. Hornets aren't going anywhere.
Hornets got to win their last 2 games.
Yes. And
Detroit lose 1 game.
We got some games going on tonight. Yo, Hornets against the Cavaliers. Okay, you might get that one. You might get that game. But everybody needs Detroit Pistons to lose at least 1 game. Who the Pistons playing tonight?
No one.
The Memphis Yo.
Sorry.
An ailing Memphis Grizzly team.
They don't play them tonight.
Huh?
They play them tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Nobody's playing tonight. This is all tomorrow. This is all going down tomorrow. But they're playing it. I thought you meant nobody because it's like going to be nobody playing for the Grizzlies.
It is the same.
I'm going to spin that shit too. Well, there's going to be nobody playing for the Grizzlies because I believe Mike Conley is hurt. You know, they're pretty banged up. So, you know, I am not expecting the Detroit Pistons to lose that game tomorrow.
No.
You know, the 76ers are playing the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade, give it your best shot, dog. Give it your best shot. All right? And then I think the very next game for the Detroit Pistons is the New York Knicks, which is the absolute worst franchise in the whole entire league.
They might be the worst franchise in sports, period.
I am so disgusted with them right now. You know, so, you know, in order for any of these teams to have a chance, the Detroit Pistons are going to have to lose one of those games. And I do not see that happening, yo.
No.
And you know what? Blake Griffin is playing some fantastic basketball. I've been watching this dude hit like 37, 38, you know, three-pointers, three-pointers, man. I mean, like, his range has gotten, I don't know what he's in the zone. He's locked and loaded. And then you got Drummond and all that. I mean, I just don't see, you know, I don't see them losing these last two games. Now, what they do when they get into the playoffs, that's a whole nother story. Because they're going to have that matchup against that Milwaukee Bucks squad. And you're like, man, them jokers, they rolling, man. I gotta give it a shout out to Coach Bud, man, because they doing the damn thing right now. But so what's your thoughts on the bubble? Who you going for?
I think it's hard to not go for the Pistons.
Yeah.
I got the Pistons.
So, you know, Charlotte, any chance?
No.
So, I mean,
Bobcats can go sit down.
Right. Oh, and for Chris tag the CNC, you know, Bobcat Factory, I'll be having that screenshot coming soon. I told you, I'm going to come back for that ass. We coming back for that ass, dog. What was that, Thursday, Friday? When's the regular season in? Probably on Thursday.
Probably.
They probably get the grand finale on TNT if I know the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, so like I said, you guys go to the show page, look at the people's poll, and you know, cast your votes and give us your thoughts because we will definitely be going in on the Charlotte Bobcats next Monday. I'm looking forward to that.
You're never going to call them the Charlotte Hornets in your life again.
Never
right?
again. What else we got going on? You want to talk a little baseball? We got a few minutes left.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah, let's go back to the Diamond. Tonight we still got that Yankees Houston game going down. And you know what? You know, I spoke about this a little bit earlier. Yankees up 2-1 over the Astros. Come on, y'all, get it done. The AL East, okay, and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays are leading the AL East right now. I know it's just you know the beginning of the season and everything is just really starting to simmer and whatnot. But the Yankees were such a heavy favorite coming into the season. What do you? I mean, and like I said, as of right now, they are they're one game. They're one game up on us. And you know, if things continue to go the way that they are tonight, we'll get that game in what we'll both be at 5-5. We'll be tied.
Yeah.
Tied with them, right?
No, well, no. The Yankees, if they win, they'll be 6-4.
No. They're not.
Oh, if the Yankees lose.
Oh, if the Yankees lose, and in Baltimore, if everything stays with Baltimore the way it is right now, right, we'll be at 5-5. Well, basically, what I'm saying is sitting at second place behind, you know, the Tampa Bay Rays, and only like a half a step ahead of the Orioles. I'm thinking that they thought they would have a better start to their season. What do you think was going on with that?
I know that they have some injuries that you know you never want to start a season with injuries. Man, when they came into the series with the Orioles this past weekend, a lot of people were saying Yankees have these injuries. They weren't expecting like the Orioles to like shellac them, but a lot of people thought the Orioles were going to take it because the Orioles were on that run. But damn, look at the way the Yankees bounced back.
Yeah.
7 home runs on Sunday's game. 7.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think that's like the #1 factor with the Yankees. The bats actually, what happened?
I remembered something totally different. But one of your favorite guys.
What?
Cody Bellinger. Do you know what they call the home runs out there in LA?
What?
Belly bombs.
Oh, I love that. Yo, in that game that I went to out there, they stroked the hell out of the Rockies, man. I mean, we had a good time, and I vaguely remember the game. But the one thing that I do remember about the game is them jokers running around them bases. It seemed like all the time.
You got to see Cody Bellinger live.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You know how much I love him. Oh shit! It's time to go to break. All right. Well, yeah. I think that the Yankees bats was the big, X factor in their first series. They finally got them woken up with the Orioles this next one. So I think things will start to kind of even out a little bit in the next couple of weeks. But you guys, don't go anywhere. We have to take a commercial break, and when we come back, bam, we're gonna wrap this thing up. All right, Mark, Kescia, Mark, just a bit outside.
I'll be up in the way. 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 Rolling on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I'll be up in the way. 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 Bedroom phone ring, girl in t-shirt answers me. I get off on the way that she answers me. First time saw her, I knew she was the one for me. Ever since then, we've been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to the ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her eye. SL what I'm riding. Royalty, call me highness. All day and overnighted. Cause it's crunch time when I'm grinding. This Adderall got me nauseous. Proceed with caution. Tired of lane lanes, I'm exhausted.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
Radio show.
So they said she wouldn't, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Big shout out to Matt for coming through with the Mercy Golf team and volleyball team, talking Masters, talking Mercy Golf.
Matt.
Quick update. It's 6-3. The A's have scored a run, but in huge Chris Davis news, this last inning, he was at bat, he hit it, and it was cut out. 0 for 47.
At least he hit the damn ball.
Thumbs up.
The beat goes on. So, you guys, we gotta wrap this show up, man. I really want, like we said, thank you, Matt, so much for coming through and chopping it up with us on the golf tip. We'll definitely be keeping our eye on the Masters this week. I was on the road like all last week, so as I said earlier, the blog is going to keep going. I'll have that out in the next couple of weeks, and so be on the lookout for that. It'll be a lot of fun.
And last week we dropped our first podcast.
Yes, please give it.
WrestleMania preview. Check it out on Spotify. It's
calling that joint Row.
What?
Are you calling it Row, like Real on Wrestling? Is that?
That was just the episode, I guess. I think it'll be Just a Bit Outside presents.
Okay.
So we can do like baseball, football, whatever's going on, just to supplement this show, just
absolutely
to keep up throughout the week.
And let me tell you, I took a listen to both of them, and it's very interesting. Mark, is an avid wrestling fan, and he really gets into it, man. So for all those fans out there that love Mark, if you want to get some more of that Mark, check out the podcast.
It's a little outdated now that WrestleMania happened, so maybe we'll have to do a wrap up this week or something.
Okay, that's what's up. Let's do it. Shit.
Cool.
All right. Damn, yeah, that's about all the time that we have right now. Do we have a feel good?
Yeah, real
tonight?
Quick.
Yes,
on the wrestling tip, the startup company AEW, they're doing huge things in the strides of the wrestling world. They teamed up with Culture City. Culture City is a company that does things for people with autism, PTSD, anxiety. Culture City has set up a room in the White Sox Stadium for people with PTSD and autism, everything to go to. It's a quiet room with different things they can interact with so they can calm their anxiety. And AEW has teamed up with them. Any show AEW does, they're going to have one of these quiet rooms.
Really?
So people can still enjoy the show, but then do things that'll help with their situations. Culture City's also putting these bags together with little freebies for the people that are that qualify, so that they can have these objects to interact with and keep themselves occupied. I mean, that's just an awesome thing for any company. Like I said, the White Sox have partnered up with Culture City. AEW is doing it. That's just an amazing thing.
Yeah, you said vets with PTSD?
Anyone with PTSD.
Anyone with PTSD.
Autism, anxiety issues.
That's fantastic. I mean, we all know that mental illness is a huge issue, and it's kind of like for lack of a better word, a hot item right now as far as social issues are concerned. And to hear them doing that is just wonderful. And I hope that they are paving the way, or at least having some discussions for other companies to follow in their footsteps. So that's really fantastic. So that's it for you guys. That's all we have for this week, tonight. You guys have a great week. You know how we end this show. Baltimore, spread love, yo. Y'all have a good night. Go O's, go Texas Tech, baby. Go Pistons.
Don't let us down, Astros.
Fuck the Bobcats. See y'all. Get mine going. I'm feeling myself today. I'm feeling it. Ooh. A little.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up.